Hello everybody, Patrick here, and as you can see, number one, it's not, the dead of night when I'm recording, considering you can see the, this is as far down as the stand, there we go, you can see the, you can hear my dog, but you can see the, light coming through my window. Anyway, today we are going back into the past of 2006. Now, 2006 is a year after I was born. So, the figure we're taking a look at today is a year younger than me. My dog is chasing her tail, if you can hear that. Yeah. I went out and got this guy because, the newest rendition from Siege isn't quite doing it for me. And I think I like, just the look of this guy a little bit better. Today, we are taking a look at Transformers Robots in Disguise, or, as it's better known, Transformers Classics, ASTROTRAIN. So here's ASTROTRAIN in shuttle mode. We are starting in shuttle mode because, while it is probably the better one, however, I prefer train mode, honestly. That being said, shuttle mode is definitely objectively better. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice white, black with some purple. A little splash of red, splash of gold. The back boosters I do wish were painted, but I can do that. I can just take, some silver paint and get that done. I got some purple. Yeah, underside gun storage. Which, this is a nice looking gun. Almost looks like a sniper rifle without a stock, in my opinion, but But yeah. So here it is. As you can see, rub sign. It is rather warm, so the rub sign is already activating. My dog is being annoying. But yeah. Got some nice gold windows to match the gold up here. And yeah, the underside, the wings are completely waffled and unpainted, which, oh well. The fin is a little, there we go. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, for comparison, I don't own any other ASTROTRAIN figure, and I don't really own many other space shuttle figures in general, so, but, the ones I do have, I will compare. So, here he is with Iron Factory's Blastoff. As you can see, quite a bit bigger because, Deluxe Legion, kind of. Whoosh. And here he is with the Fall of Cybertron Blastoff, because Blastoff is the only other character I have that turns into a space shuttle. I do have the Combiner Wars version, but I don't feel like... You can kind of see Combiner Wars Bruticus back there. I don't feel like knocking all of those down to get him, just to take Blastoff off. Meanwhile, Fall of Cybertron Bruticus is just right up there, so. And, Iron Factory is right there, so. Anyway, yeah. And for a Voyager comparison, here he is with Armada Starscream. Well, Legacy Armada Starscream. And as you can see, he's... Starscream's quite a bit taller, but, Deluxe Voyager, so. But yeah, there's some really nice details. Got the little circle sections. I don't know what these are for. I don't know space shuttles. I also don't know trains, but But yeah. You got some nice purple on the wings, very ASTROTRAIN-y. Some black. And yeah, got some color poking through there. We'll get into that later. And yeah, it's literally just the size of the bullet train. I don't care. You can play it off as, extra fuel pods or whatever you want. Speaking of bullet train, let's get to bullet train mode. So, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to... Well, I should probably mention he does have landing gear that does roll. It does roll. Granted, it probably rolls better on a surface that isn't, you know, like a TV tray table. But yeah, you know. Yeah. Anyway, transformation. You're going to want to flip the front landing gear up. Hello, motorcycle. Anyway, you're going to want to rotate the fin, which, as you can see, the fin does have a tendency to get loose. You can just push it, just like, you know, it can be really loose. You can remedy that by just pushing it down a little bit. You know, anyway, rotate that. Take the thrusters, bring them down. I go ahead and do this now. Just split the fin. Like this. You're going to want to take the wing section, bring it back. I leave it about here, even though you can bring it all the way back, but I leave it here for the moment. While you untab the sections of the train. Bring them up. Shift them in. And tab it together. Now, bring this back. Bring the wings in. These little slots will tab into the air escape holes for the ball joints. Give that a nice good squeeze. Rotate the thruster. You might want to do that before you do, connect everything in so it doesn't split the cockpit, but, bring them down. And you have bullet train mode. And yeah, this is by far my favorite of ASTROTRAIN's modes, because he just looks really cool. Something I forgot to do while I was in shuttle mode was a real-world size comparison, in case you don't, have, Blast Off, or Starscream. So here he is next to a can of Diet Coke. But yeah, personally, I really like the way this train mode looks. I know objectively it's probably the worst of the three, but I've never been someone who cares about objectivity. I've heard people say, this half looks like a decent bullet train, this half looks like a shuttle folded up, which they're not wrong, but I kind of like it, It's just a long thing. And I'll be honest, I prefer ASTROTRAIN as a bullet train over a steam locomotive. Because steam locomotives only work for a disguise if you're hiding in a museum. Because steam locomotives are not exactly as commonplace as bullet trains. I mean, trains in general aren't that commonplace, but for, if you do see a train, it's typically a bullet train. Unless, again, you're at a museum, or the Royal Gorge, which is a train we have here. And, you can see the shuttle cockpit right there, but, Yeah. You do have weapon storage. Now, I always see people, plug the gun up here like this, which does work, but, why not just use this side peg, which is what you use for jet mode, and boom. That looks better from almost every angle. Anyway, as you can see, he's got nice purple. You can see the whites bleeding through in areas. I don't know if that's how it is on every copy, or if this copy is just old. It's got some nice black on the top. I do wish the windshields were painted in a different color, but I also understand that for Hasbro, which this is the Hasbro version, they put more emphasis on the space shuttle mode. Because in the US, space shuttles are not more common, but they're more popular in America. Meanwhile, the Henkai version, Henkai? Whatever. The Takara version placed more emphasis on the train mode because trains are more popular in Japan. So, I understand. I still wish the windshields were a different color than black. I may end up, painting them gray, especially the ones on the wing. Yeah, and also, you have nice stripe of purple that just suddenly turns black and then back to purple. Weird, but like I don't mind it. I still think this bullet train mode looks really cool. There's some nice detail in there. And you can see the copyright date. 2006, Hasbro Inc. Takara, 2006, made in China. You can see some screws, but you can tell that Hasbro prioritized the shuttle. Yeah, I also don't mind this color scheme for ASTROTRAIN. I know most people prefer the cartoon colors, but I don't mind the white. I don't mind the white, purple, and a little bit of red. Yeah. For comparison, I don't have any train bots, so Blast Off. Starscream, which, as you can see, the bullet train is longer than the jet. A highlighter, which is another comparison I forgot to do in shuttle mode. Yeah, highlighter. Soda can. And because I forgot to do it before, shuttle mode highlighter. Anyway, so we're actually going to get this guy into robot mode from the shuttle. Even though, yeah, I know I was in train, but, whatever. It is easier to get him into robot mode from shuttle, but it's also not impossible to get him into robot from train, but, whatever. So what you're going to want to do, take the thrusters, bring them back. Go ahead and bring the section back. Yeah, go ahead and bring it back. Rotate the thrusters, bring them back. So you have, the triple back booster. Take the fin and split it. Give him his deceptive bow tie, as Theo calls it. Bring the arms up, which are on ball joints. You can see they're not the strongest in the world, especially not after 19 years. I go ahead and then split the shuttle. This little peg will go into this hole right here. If you can do it. This little peg will go into this hole. Bring the feet up, all Combiner Wars Alpha Bravo like. Go ahead and take the legs and extend them on sliding rails. Split the legs. Go ahead and bring the arm down, making sure to leave the section up. Bring the arm down. And now you're going to want to come in here and just push the train section away from the arm. And now these sliders are really loose, so what I do is I go ahead and bend them. So, this catches. And as you can see, it just kind of did that, but now, bring the backpack back, open up this panel, come in here, flip out the head, close all that back up, and you have Classics ASTROTRAIN in robot mode. Actually, there's something I forgot to do. I want to come back here, take the landing gear, flip it out to give him heel spurs. Which he doesn't really need, but I do appreciate because it makes him that much more stable. Even though you're not going to be pulling off a lot of poses with this guy, you will see why when we get to articulation. But yeah, he's really cool looking in my opinion. Let's get in close on that head sculpt. which is very ASTROTRAIN-y. I, do kind of wish the eyes were red, but, do also kind of wish the helmet had more color than just a splotch of red. Sorry, on camera it comes off orange, but it is red. Splotch red up there. And then silver for the faceplate, but, you have the top of the bullet train for the shoulder pads. Some nice purple forearms. You got the sides of the front of the bullet train here. Got the shuttle, cockpit there. Which I do like this, design. I kind of like this a little bit more than how Alpha Bravo and the helicopter Combiner Wars mold did it. Because these just hold on so much more securely. But yeah. He can hold his weapon. Which does help with, this part not sliding back in. Just plug it into his hand. And boom, He looks good. He looks pretty snazzy. Now, for articulation, the head is on a ball joint. So, you can get him to look all the way up. You can, don't really get any, or you get a little bit of waggly, but, can't do a full 360. You can also use this panel right here if you don't want to use the ball joint, but, shoulders are, you can angle the wings back so you can get more use out of the ball jointed shoulders. Can't do a full 360. Can go up about that far on that hinge. You do have the secondary hinge, so, you got that. Elbows are ball jointed. You got rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. No waist, unfortunately. The legs are a bit strange. So, you can kick forward about that far on that hinge. Back, about not at all. You can kick outward that far. You do have knee joint, but it's like right here. So it doesn't accomplish much. You also have below the knee rotation. And that's about it. You can also fold the heels up and the toes down if you want. You can do this. Make them a high heel, I guess. I don't know. And also, there's a lot of nice detail on the inside of the legs, too. Damn. But yeah. It is an old figure. It is a 2006 figure. So, I don't expect its articulation to be, Armada Prime. But yeah. So, for comparison, here he is with Iron Factory's Blastoff. Who does not want to stand. Here he is with Fall of Cybertron Blastoff. As you can see, smidge taller. And here he is with Starscream. Starscream is obviously a lot taller. So if you're a scale nut, then maybe this figure isn't for you. But I feel like if you're a scale nut, then ASTROTRAIN in general is not a good character for you. Because, yeah. But, I personally really like this figure. I prefer the look and stuff more than the Siege version. I especially like the Bullet Train more than I do the Steam Locomotive. That's just a personal thing, though. Oh, I almost forgot. Highlighter. Can of soda. For real-world size comparisons. But yeah, I like this guy. Is he great? No. Is he decent? Yeah. It's pretty decent, as you can see the rub sign. Yeah, he's 2006. He is decent for what you get. He is the best of the Classics Triple Changers, in my opinion. So, yeah. And this guy's also pretty fucking cheap on the aftermarket. Including shipping, I got this guy for less than 20 bucks. Including shipping. He was like 10 bucks plus like 8 bucks shipping. Or it was 8 bucks plus 10 bucks shipping. Whatever. He fucking cheap. Like, I got this guy for relatively cheap. I got him for half the price of a Modern Deluxe. And honestly, I feel like that price is worth it. Fuck yeah. Again, is he great? No, but he's pretty damn good, and he does what he needs to do. And he's pretty fun. You know, he's not the best AstroTrain. I've never cared about collecting the best version of a character. And you'll see that next week with another old-ass character, or an old-ass toy that is older than me this time, and is technically vintage. Because apparently anything that's like 20 years old, in between 20 and 100 years old, is vintage. Yeah, we're going to look at an original Armada toy next week. And eventually, we are also going to take a look at a Masterpiece figure. I'll get into more about what I want to say when I actually have the figure in hand. But yeah. I hope you all enjoy. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!